students. You're welcome again to this class AEM 508, and this is week 6. And in this week 6, we'll be treating Unit 3 and Unit 4. In Unit 3, the students should be able to, and that is after the class, they should be able to define hypotheses upon which the operation of extension work is based. And of course, they should be able to discuss the operational guiding principles of extension services. The students again should be able to distinguish between what is the ideal extension practice system and that which is not. And in Unit 4, the students should be able to discuss the challenge of agricultural and rural development in Nigeria. They should be able to outline the relationship between agricultural and rural development. And again, they should be able to state their expected roles as change agents in fast-tracking agricultural development in Nigeria. It's going to be an interesting topic. I just enjoin you to please participate actively, and you'll be glad you did at the end. Thank you, and remain good. First, at the end of this course, the students will be able to know certain things, and that is they will be able to define the hypothesis upon which the operation of extension work is based. They should be able to discuss the operational guiding principles of extension service. They should be able to distinguish between what is the ideal extension practice delivery system and what is not. They should also be able to discuss the challenge of agricultural and rural development in Nigeria and be able to outline the relationship between agricultural and rural development. Lastly, they will be able to know and state the expected roles as a change agent in fast-tracking agricultural development in Nigeria. Unit 3, Principles of Agricultural Extension. May I stress at this point in time that under this module 3 will be treating Unit 3 and 4. First, Unit 3, talking about the principles of agricultural extension. A principle is a body of general knowledge or laws of a field or knowledge. An individual decides on certain principles to guide his life. These principles play vital roles in deciding what is good or what is bad in his life and in the life of other individuals around him. Furthermore, the goals and means are decided on these basic principles of life of the individual. Farmers, of course, are no exception to these principles. To this philosophical understanding of principles, the farmers are no exception. However, an insight into the principles that guides the operation and delivery of extension services to the farmers will be looked into in this unit. Important facts for the extension workers. Generally, extension education is based on the hypothesis that 1. Rural people are intelligent and interested in obtaining new information and have a keen desire to utilize this information for their individual and social welfare. 2. People do not vary from their customary behavior and habits unless they feel some need which their existing ways do not satisfy. And of course, they usually seek for a motivation that can stimulate them through a degree of dissatisfaction. 3. Changes which do not involve vital matters are generally more readily accepted, at least, and are more apt to be tried. 4. The most important advances usually do involve vital matters and therefore cannot be the first objective to tackle. Successful extension operation coming through group activity will cause a change in the 6. People will in general know and understand less about a practice or other new activity than the one and only practice of or change. 7. People will in general know and understand less about a practice or other new activity than they will admit or that the extension worker thinks they do. This calls for patience from the extensionist. 8. Extension must recognize the attitudes about its work and activities. Number 9. The basic philosophy of extension is directed towards changing the outlook of people interested in the farmer's problem, and the farmer himself must be interested in that problem so that it can lead to or bring about. Continuing, principle of cultural differences. This principle emphasizes that cultures are different, and of course, there is a need to build and to carry the people's culture into consideration so that acceptance of the change will be paramount. Number 6 talks about principle of participation. Extension helps people to help themselves. Everybody is generally advised to be carried along in where extension work is concerned. Number 7 talks about principle of adaptability. An extension program should be flexible so that necessary changes can be made wherever needed. Number 8 talks about the grassroots principle of organization. The grassroots principle simply speaks that the problem should come from where the people are, and of course, and when the solution is coming, it should go to where the people equally are. And of course, number 9 talks about the leadership principle. Extension really focused on using somebody who stands out among the people to lead the people, and of course, such changes are brought through such a principle, through such a leadership style. Extension involves a principle of the whole family. And this whole family means that everybody in the house, in the family, is carried along. The men or in the community, they are carried along. Includes the men, the women, the children, the youths, and all of them are carried along as far as agricultural practices are concerned. There is principle of cooperation. There is a need for the farmers to cooperate with the extension agents so that truly a desired result will always be achieved and at all point in time. And number 13 talks about the evaluation principle. The evaluation principle simply looks at how effective the work has been in measurable terms, and of course to know if truly the desired outcome has been achieved. Okay? And number 14 talks about the principle of total package. Extension programs should be comprehensive enough to cater for the adults, the youth, the children, everybody in the society, and that's why we say it must be very comprehensive. Having said that, we go to Unit 4. Unit 4 talks about the roles of agricultural extension in agricultural development. The need for adoption of agricultural extension system I come again, please. The need for adoption of agricultural extension system for increased productivity cannot be overemphasized. The population of the world has been in steady increase, and there seems to be shortage of food. This food is being produced in the rural areas, and to a large extent, these rural people are devoid of good lifestyle, good facilities, and most of them are illiterate. And so there is a need for them to be developed, and that's why we say that there is a need for the area to develop, and of course the people needs to be educated so that they could be able to adopt improved technologies with the goal of improving their yield and therefore meet with the food needs of the populace. Rural extension and rural development. Rural development, the nexus. Rural development is a strategy used to improve the socio-economic and social life of those who stay in the rural areas. According to Mabaguchi, 1981, rural development is concerned with improvement of the standard of the living of the low-income population living in the rural areas on a self-sustained basis through transformation of the socio-spatial structure of their productive abilities. Okuneye and Idowu, 1990, defined rural development as identifying the needs of rural communities, assessing its resources and potentials with a view to formulating strategies which will improve the existing low level of productivity and well-being. Roles of extension in agricultural development. In this time, we'll be looking at the roles of extension as far as rural development is concerned. And the first role there is they help in the dissemination of the information relating to advanced technology in agricultural production. They help in production of link between research and farmers. They help in educating the people. They help to get farmers to a frame of mind and attitude conducive for acceptance of change. Number 5, they help farmers to make the wise decision in farm management. Number 6, they are also like rural. They also act like rural vacuum filler as far as the community is concerned. Number 7 talks about extension also needs to ensure that channels of communication are Number 8, they help to stimulate local group action. Number 9, they help in the overall improvement of the quality of life of the rural people. Number 10, agricultural extension plays an important role in introducing science and technology. Number 11, agricultural extension should enable faculties of agriculture and research institutes and also agricultural universities extend their frontier. Conclusion. Unit 3 has enabled the students to understand the guiding principles for the operation and delivery of extension services and to distinguish between what is the ideal extension practice and what is not. Above all, the students have learned that the basic philosophy of extension is directed towards changing the outlook of man by educating him. Unit 4 enables us to know that the essence of agricultural extension is that it works with the rural people and their problems, transmitting information, expressing the way people think about their problems to the research institution and bring solution to the problems back to the people. Looking at some exercises which need to be done by you, the students, and I just encourage you to do them so that it gives you an in-depth knowledge of. Thank you for listening and remember